What's up guys, I'm here with our 23 S1000 and 23 M1000RR, and today we're going to be talking about track settings on the bike. Let's get into it. So a lot of people, when they have their regular traction control, the issue they're having is the bike's bogging coming out of corners, and they'll complain to us and say, hey, your flash, I put it on here, I'm racing the bike, and now the bike's bogging out of corners, it's not giving me any power, it feels low, it feels too twitchy, it feels this, it feels that. First thing we're going to tell you guys is check your settings. So let me give you some base settings here, and this even applies to the audible traction control as well. So let's go ahead here and enable your Race Pro. Of course, we can fine tune the settings. If you don't have Race Pro and you're racing your bike, you really should enable it at the dealer level. They'll give you a code, they'll enable that whole thing. Just go ahead and do that if you don't have it. For those of you that do, this is how you'll get into the settings. I'm going to rider mode. And we're going to go here to configuration. Now, you can save 3 different Race Pros. I only have 2 in here right now for traction and non-traction. Basically, I was messing with traction control stuff. And let's go ahead and go into here. I'm going to Race Pro 1 just to show you guys how I have my settings basically for the audible traction control. Now, I'm going to put engine at 1. Engine 1 means it's going to give you full power, 1-to-1 everything. If you feel the bike is too twitchy, maybe go ahead and put this thing at a 2 for race, or even a 3 dynamic. Now that'll dampen the response and not be so twitchy as some people call it, because a lot of our tuning will be more 1-to-1. A lot of racers like that, some people don't, but this would be the best mode for you guys to switch it up if the bike feels twitchy in the throttle area. I like to keep mine at 1, more 1-to-1. Next, we're gonna go into engine braking. This I like all the way up, and it's kind of varies between person and person. Our decel fueling will change the way the bike decelerates. But don't fret, you can always, of course, change it through here. If you want more engine braking, I have mine at 3, or you can kind of deaden that to a 1 if you'd really like to. Now let's go ahead and go over to traction control. This is an important one. I always make sure this is at a 1, okay? Now 1 on this bike is different than 1 on that bike. Now 1 on the S1000RR, the 23 model at least, what's going to happen is it's going to take your slide control off and a few other things. Now this bike isn't as electronic as the 23 S1000RR. This is the M1000RR. So I like it here in race, and this won't throw any weird errors. But if you're going to the track, this is it right here. Leave it at 1. If you put it at 2, if you put it at 3, you're going to have way too much intervention. And it's going to feel dead coming out of the corners, dead stick, won't finish a corner right. It'll feel like there's something wrong with the bike. Wheelie control. This is another one. Turn this completely off. So many people are like, oh, my bike feels dead, blah, blah, blah. Well, you have your wheelie control on, and when you're giving gas around a corner, coming out of a corner, and it picks up the wheel, it's gonna kill the throttle. So just make sure you keep that on off. And if you don't know how to ride the bike without wheelie control, I mean, if you're coming out of a corner and you're starting a wheelie and it's killing the bike, it sounds like you know how to wheelie in the first place. So just kind of turn that down and just be very careful. But this is how you get this to not feel badly when it's coming out of corners. ABS, I leave this thing at 2 because if I put it at 1, it really starts screaming at me, to be honest, because it has errors on the screen. It'll say like there's a warning, like because it's so dulled down, so I leave it at 2. But at a racetrack, I'd probably put it at 1, just so we can kick the back out here and there if you need to. The fast guys, rear is off, of course, but 1 would be for track right there. So let's go back. And of course, that's reset, so there's nothing there. And that's basically all you're gonna do for those settings. And you can leave it on that, and you can of course change it for 2 and 3, however you guys want it. You guys can change different settings. And then when you're at the track, what I would like to set it base at, see the DTC there when your Race Pro is enabled? I usually leave mine at -2. Where is it here? Sorry, DTC, level 2. So right there, and you can go up and down. So I'd probably start at maybe 0 for you guys, and you probably end up turning it down to a -2 or -3. When you're actually racing the bike, or you may go higher or lower. It's all up to your preference and what makes you comfortable. If you're an A rider, A group, you're probably gonna be more -2, -3. If you're, B or C group, maybe you're a little bit higher. You're not gonna feel the intervention as much because you're not really getting on the bike that crazily. Now, of course, to monitor everything while you're racing, I'll probably go into settings and probably go one of the sport menus here. A lot of people like the DTC and brake menus right there to kind of show you how much intervention there is for the traction control and the braking. If you'd like, of course, with that audible traction control system, you'll hear it, but you also see it while you're hearing it. But if you just have the standard throttle closure method, this will tell you how much traction control is going that DTC, the dynamic traction control. And then we also have the other sport menus here. This is just DTC and lap times for those people that are more into lap times. And of course, you have the menu that I like here, which is the DTC, and then the raw menu. Of course, it's red here because the bike is not warm. I haven't started it up yet. Now I think that's gonna do it. I think that's all the settings you guys need to get a base setting for the traction control. This should really help people out. Even if they have a bone stock bike, this will help you out. Audible traction control people, this will help you out. And people that have the flash, this will help you out. This helps out everyone. So just pass this video along. If you are a racer and you want the DTC off, or you want the tire pressure monitor system off, both things are annoying to people that have changed the suspension out or done the tire pressure stuff, because the warnings pop up after like a lap or so while you're in the middle of a race. We have that video right here, top right, check it out. And I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you guys have any more questions or any suggestions for more videos in the future, let us know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.